Uh,
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening. So all of those whom I'm meeting for the first time, welcome on board. And those whom I'm meeting after a long time, welcome again. So those who have not attended, listen to this carefully. Those who have not attended the percentage profit and loss class, can you raise your hand? Not on the video, but you know, as an icon. As an icon, can you raise your hand if you're attending percentage profit loss for the first time? As an icon, please raise your hand if you're attending percentage profit loss for the first time. अच्छा, किसी ने हाथ ही नहीं उठाया, मतलब गौरव, are you there? Hello, Gaurav. Okay, so Jyotsna, Shreya, you're the two people who have not attended the class, but the rest of them have.
Sir, me Shivalika also.
Shivalika, okay. So can people read the screen? Jyotsna, Shreya, Prarthana, Priya, Neeraj, Tati, can you guys read the screen? Okay, not that I have called the names. I'm not asking only those. I'm asking basically everyone else who's sitting in the class. Can you read the screen? Unfortunately, I cannot switch on my video because I do not have power at home. You will find darkness all around.
Yes,
So
sir,
there is
we
no...
can see.
Yeah, great. So please ensure that you switch on your video. Okay, right. Now, before I proceed, this is one information that I want to give to all those who have earlier attended my class. Akanksha, Fareen, all of you guys, Aditi. So this is going to be a repetition of what we have done earlier. I hope you know about it, right? It's not going to be मतलब मैं कोई रॉकेट साइंस यहाँ पे नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूँ जो तुम्हें पहले नहीं पढ़ाया था. So I'm going to only repeat, so this can become a revision kind of a sort for those who have attended the classes earlier. Those who are attending the class for the first time, those who are preparing for through a crash course and attending percentage profit loss for the first time, a note to caution: do not compare what you're doing with the other people sitting in this class. Okay, you may find someone else faster than you while solving questions. Please do not do any sort of a comparison because they have done more than once a revision and yours is the first time here. Okay, I hope you're clear with this, right? Your entire motto for the next 1.5 hours is that by the end of this 1.5 hours, when you go out of your class, you should have understood the concepts of percentage profit and loss, and you should have had some kind of a confidence in going ahead and solving these questions in the later stage of your coming days. Am I clear and audible, and did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So the ultimate statement that I want to make is when you finish this class, you should be able to have that confidence of going ahead and solving some more questions on this topic. Whether you get them right or wrong is secondary. You should have the confidence on going ahead and solving it. Okay, so that's primary objective. I see a lot of them not starting their videos yet. I don't know the reason. I'm leaving up to you. Okay, now let's understand, start with percentages. What do you mean by percentage? Percentage is when you compare, okay, anything with respect to 100. Okay, why we are calling about percent? Percent means per cent, and we know cent is nothing but 100. So whenever we compare anything with respect to 100, it becomes a percentage. Okay, why is this comparison important? Why is this comparison important? Let's assume that I get, okay, I get, or let's assume that I spend, okay, I spend 1,000 rupees every month out of 5,000 rupees that I earn. Clear? I spend 1,000 rupees every month out of 5,000 rupees I earn. And whereas there is someone else who spends, let's assume, 2,000 rupees every month on 3,000 rupees per month that he earns. Now, what has happened is, in terms of amount, right, this guy is spending more than I am spending. Right? In terms of amount, this guy is spending more than what I'm spending. But let's assume that this guy's salary or earning was not 3,000, but this guy's earning was, let's say, 8,000. Okay? Even in this scenario, the second person was spending more than I am spending, because he's spending 2,000 rupees, right? He's spending 2,000, whereas comparison with me, who's spending only 1,000 rupees. So the second guy is actually spending more than I am spending. But if you look at how much is he spending out of, he's spending 2,000 rupees out of 8,000 rupees that he's earning. Whereas I'm spending 1,000 rupees out of 5,000 rupees that I'm earning. Right? So which means he's spending 1 by 4, 2,000 out of 8,000 is 1 by 4, and he's spending 1 by 5. Now, if I want to convert it to percentage, I have to multiply a value by 100, right? So when I multiply this value by 100, what happens? This is how much? 100 divided by 4, 25. And what is this? 20. So what has happened is, I can now also end up, so as this value, as this value keeps increasing, I can do a comparison in terms of percentage. So why is percentage important? Percentage is important to do a comparison. Okay, percentage is important to do a comparison. But please understand this, that the comparison can happen only when we know the base value with which we are comparing. Okay, we need to know the base value. So for example, let's assume I take 3 people. I can see Kiran here, I can see Ria here, and I can see Akanksha. Okay, right. Thoda smile kharab nahi hota hai. So now let's assume Kiran has scored in an English subject 65%. Ria has scored in an English subject 75%, and Akanksha has scored in an English subject 72%. Okay, Ria, please don't take it personally. Okay, and Kiran, you also please don't take it personally. 65, 75, and 72 is just a random number I have given. Now, can you guys tell me who has scored the highest? Kiran, Ria, Akanksha. Who has scored the highest?
Ria.
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 Sorry, कोई कुछ बोल रहा था? All right. Actually, Right. So most of you said Ria has scored the highest. Clear? Now, do you know what assumption you guys have done here? You did an assumption that all these scores were out of the same total marks. Isn't this? So if you said Kiran got 65%, did I say 65% out of how many marks? No, I didn't. I didn't even say Ria got 75% out of how many marks. What if Ria got 75%? If Ria got 75% out of 50 marks, Kiran got 65% out of 100 marks, and Akanksha got 72% out of 200 marks. Now, can you tell me who has scored the highest? Akanksha would have scored the highest, right?
Akansha.
Yes, sir.
So why did this comparison suddenly change now?
Because the base has changed.
Because of base has been changed.
Right. So you were able to do a comparison because you had the knowledge of base. Right? So
Yes,
if
sir.
I do not give you the knowledge of base, if I do not give you out of what and just tell you that Kiran got 65%, Ria got 75%, and Akanksha got 72%, you will never be able to tell me who got the highest because I have never given you what is the base value. Understood? Right. So percentage comes to a comparison only when there is a base value involved. Otherwise, you cannot make a comparison. I hope we are clear here, all of us. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now to convert any value to percentage, I'll use another font color here for you just guys to understand. So a value can get converted to a percentage by multiplying by 100. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So when I multiply by 100, the value becomes percentage. So for example, let's say 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 into 100 becomes 50%. And when I have a percentage given to me, I have to divide it by 100 to convert it to a value. So if someone has given me 20%, I will write actually as 20 divided by 100, which is 0.2 as a value. I hope we are all clear. फरहीन सो जाएगी थोड़ी देर में, समझ रही है? हाँ, right. Okay. Now, so what is important in percentage is we need to understand, okay, the concept of base. So we need to understand the concept of base. Now, can you guys tell me this? Can you all read and tell me what exactly is, what can you say about the two? Assume there are two sections A and B of class X in a class 10th in a school. If said that in class A, there are 40% boys and in class B, there are 60% boys, can I say that boys in class A is less than class B?
You can't say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you
No,
don't
we
know
can't
the
say
base
that.
out
Base
of how
is
many
unknown.
people.
Right, because we do not know the base value. I do not know the number of students. I do not know the number of students in A
Total.
and in B. Okay, and thus you can never make a comparison. Clear with this? Right. Saying that, we can always use concept of base for many other things. So for example, this is something that will be a revision for many. Let's say, okay, there is in 1 year, there was a person who was earning 100 rupees. Okay. Now in the second year, his earning increased by, let's assume, 20%. Done? And in the third year, his value further increased, let's assume, by 25%. Now, before we come to this part, I would like to go back into something else, okay? So I want you guys to write this down. And those who have done this earlier, I want you to rewrite as a recap. There are certain fractions to percentages that we should always remember. 1 represents 100%. 1/2 represents 50%. So if I say, give 50% of your pocket money to me, what does it mean? It means that you have to give half of the value to me, right? So giving half of a value means giving 50%. Next, 1/3. The fraction 1/3 means it is 33.33%. Sometimes in the question paper, you will also read it this way. Okay? 1/4 represents 25%.
25.
1/5,
20.
20.
20%. 1/6. Anji Rekha ji, boliye.
16.66. 16.66.
16.66.
16.66%, which is nothing but 16, 2/3%. Meghna, what is 1/7? Neeraj, what's 1/7?
14.2.
The easiest way of remembering 1/7, guys, is what is double of 7?
7 का table. 17.
7 का double क्या होता है? 14? 14 का double क्या है?
28.
That is 1/7. That's the easiest way of remembering it. You do not have to actually, by heart this. 1/7 is 14.28. Double of 7, double of 14. 1/8 means it is 12.5%. 1/9 means it is 11.11, or sometimes also written as 11 1/9%. 1/10, we all know this much.
10.
This has 10%. 1/11 is 9.09%, which is also written as 9 1/11. 1/12 is 8.33%. ये बहुत कम आता है, लेकिन अगर तुम्हारे हाथ में, I mean, if you have the knowledge, it's good. All right. Now this is, understand this, guys, that this is something that people can figure out how. Okay. So if someone says, okay, what's 1/8? And if I do not know, I can do 1/8 into 100 and do this. 2 4s are 250, right? 2 2s are 225 and 2 12.5. I can do this. But the point is, I'll be consuming a lot more time than someone who remembers 1/8 is 12.5%. That's the only difference. Okay, that's why I would suggest or advise that remember this chart. It'll be easy. And the easiest way of remembering this is write down without seeing. Write down seeing this chart for 3 times and then write down without seeing for 4 times. That's it. That's the end of it. And for once, write down in the reverse order. Simple. Okay, that's how you remember this. And then you do not have to remember it again. Great. So once we know this chart, now coming back to this question. I hope all of you have written this. I'm proceeding further. Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. So now coming to this. So this question says that in the first year, there was a person who was earning 100 rupees. In the second year, this person's earning grew by 20%. Okay. And in the third year, the value again increased by 25%. So basically, I'm saying from 100 to 20%, what is the increase? 20% is nothing but 1/5 of a value. So 100, 1/5 of 100 is 20. So the value should increase by 20. It should become 120. Krishna, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, next year, the value grows by 25%. What's 25% fraction? 25% fraction is 1 by 4. So the 120 value increases by 1 by 4. What is 1 by 4 of 120? 30.
30.
So if the value increases by 30, what will the value
150.
become? 150. Okay. So the first year, your value was 100. The third year, the value is 150. So now the question will come is, from 100 to 150, what is the percentage increase? Okay. So how do we calculate percentage increase? First, always calculate always calculate the increase. Okay. What is the increase from 100 to 150? What is the increase? So the increase is 50.
50.
Now, next step is find the base from which this increase has happened. From what value did this value increase?
100.
From 100 it increased, right? So the value 50 is what the increase has been out of 100. Clear? Why did this 100 come? This 100 came because of this value, the base value. Please understand this, okay? Now, because you have to calculate percentage, you have to multiply by 100.
Sir, can you again repeat this 50 by 100?
Right. So you are looking into what? You are looking into percentage increase. Percentage increase has two steps. One, you should find the increase that has happened, and you have to divide that increase by the base value, because that is the value from which the increase has happened. Okay. So in this question, in this information that is given in the front, what is the base value? 100.
100. Yeah.
What is the increase?
50.
50.
50. So this is the increase. But you are asking for a percentage increase.
That's why into 100.
So percentage
Into
can
100.
come only when I multiply a value by 100. Okay. So in this case, 100 and 100 cancel. So what is the percentage increase?
50%.
50%.
50.
Okay. If you have understood, can you just put a yes on the chat box, all of you? Those who have understood till now, can you just place an yes in the chat box? Yes can be by yes, or yes can be the letter S. The choice is yours. Depends on your laziness. हाँ, laziness तो है यहाँ पे class में. I do not have a software which can force open and switch on your camera. Otherwise, I would know how many of you are sleeping and studying. Okay, because maths being maths, I know most of you have learned maths by sleeping only.
Sir, I don't think in your class anybody will sleep.
High, high optimistic it is.
And having maths as a favorite subject helps.
Yeah. High optimistic it is. देखते हैं. घर जाके देखोगे तो मालूम होगा कौन चादर के नीचे बैठ के पढ़ रहा है मैथ्स. ठीक है. Okay, now moving on, right? So why and where is the base value important? So let's read this question, okay? I do not want you to sit and solve. I'm not interested in you solving them. I'm interested in you in understanding where I'm trying to take you through. So read this question properly. So it says, in a box which contains marbles, 60% are big and remaining is small. So I have marbles, which is basically broken into two segments. the big ones and the small ones, with 60% being big and 25. So 60% is big. So what is the remaining portion in terms of
40%.
percentage? Remember,
40.
yeah. So a complete value is always considered as 100%. Okay. So if 60% is big, then 40% is small.
Small.
Now, 25% of the small marbles are red and the rest are green. Okay. So out of these small marbles, 25% are red and rest is green. So let me put it as green just like this. And among the big marbles, 80% are red and the remaining is green. So among the big marbles, 80% are red and the remaining is green. Now the question is, what percentages of the green marbles are big? Okay, so that's a question. I have few answers here. I will look into your answer in a small way. Now, why is base value important, or how do you use such questions? Okay. First and foremost, listen carefully, guys. When you read a question, if the value is missing, so listen these two concepts. When you read a question, if the value is missing, or if the value is very, very big, when you read a question, if value given in the question is either missing or very big, or I can say complicated, then always go for assumption. Okay? Okay? If the values are very big, complicated, or missing, then go for assumptions. So here my assumption is that let the marbles be 100. All right? If there are 100 marbles, then how many are big? 60 of them.
60.
And how many are small? 40.
40.
Now, how many are red? 25%. What is 25% fraction?
25%.
1 by 4. Correct?
1 by 4.
So 1 by 4 of what?
10. 10.
1 by 4 of what?
40.
1 by 4 of 40. Because
40.
out of this 40, 1 by 4
40.
is red, right? So what is 1 by 4 of 40? 10. So 10 values are red.
30.
So if 10 is red, how many are remaining here?
30.
40 minus 10, 30 is
30.
remaining. So that's green.
30.
We are clear till here, right? Now come to big marbles.
Yes.
Big marbles, I have 60. How many are red?
80.
80%. Okay. So you can do two things. One, you calculate 80% of 60. Okay. Or you calculate the
4
balance
by 5.
20% of 60. Because if 80% is red, the balance 20% has to be green, correct?
1 by 5.
Did you understand?
60%.
Right?
Yes, sir.
If 80% are red, balance 20% has to be green. Okay? Do you realize that I'm still taking 100% here? Do you know why? Why I'm taking 100% here?
Because of वो 60 का 100
Total is
Like 20 by 100 is like
Okay. So
100% of 60.
no.
सब
I'm
100 हो जाएगा ना 60 अब हम पूरा 60 में से लेंगे
That
I'm
is why.
taking 100% of the big marbles. That is how we make the statement. I am actually considering 100% of the big marbles. Okay. So when I consider 100% of the big marbles, that's when 80% of them are red and
Red.
20% of them are green. Now, what is 20%? It's 1 by 5. 1 by 5 of what is green? 1 by 5 of 60 is green. So what's 1 by 5 of 60? 12.
20. 12.
20 किसका मैथ्स आ रहा है? ठीक है, 12 is green, right? And 10 is green here. Now comes the best part.
Total green.
Now is the best part. The question says, what percentage of the green marbles are big?
Sir, 12.
12% of the green marbles are big.
42.
How many green marbles which are big?
Sir, 12.
12.
Sir, 12.
So let's take
12
only
by
green marbles,
42.
okay? Let's take only green marbles. How many green marbles are big? 12.
12.
How many green marbles are small?
30,
30.
30.
30.
So
Total.
how many green
42.
marbles do you have?
42.
42.
Did you understand till here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Read the question carefully. It says, what percentages of the green marbles? So out of all green marbles that you have in your hand, what percentage of them are big? So first
12.
I have to
12
find out
by
how many green marbles I have in my hand. I have 42 green marbles in my hand. Out of these 42 green marbles, how many marbles are big? 12 marbles are big. Okay?
Yes.
So I have to look into 12 by 42 into 100. Whatever the answer comes.
3.3.
नहीं कुछ ठीक है, कुछ भी आने दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But did we understand this, guys?
सर
हाँ?
हम डायरेक्टली 12 क्यों नहीं ले सकते?
क्या बोले?
सर डायरेक्टली 12 क्यों नहीं ले सकते? वही तो बिग हुआ.
Directly?
12 इसमें 12 है ना?
हाँ.
तो वो हम डायरेक्टली बिग उसमें पूछा गया तो हम डायरेक्टली 12 क्यों नहीं ले सकते?
Okay. वो कौन छाया बोल रही है?
यस सर.
राइट छाया. तो अब मैं आपको एक सवाल दूंगा, सुन लेना. राइट, लिसन टू दिस क्वेश्चन स्टेटमेंट वेरी केयरफुली. ओके?
ओके सर.
What percentages of the total marbles are green and big?
सर पहले तो हम पूरा ग्रीन मार्बल निकाल देंगे, उसके बाद हम उसमें से निकालेंगे कितने बिग हैं.
हाँ, कितने बिग मिले? 12 बिग मिले.
12.
राइट? और
यस सर.
मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, what percentage of total marbles are green and big? तो कितने मार्बल्स में पूछ रहा हूं मैं? टोटल मार्बल्स में से.
यस सर.
मतलब 100 मार्बल्स में से. राइट? आउट ऑफ
Yes,
100 मार्बल्स में से आपके पास कितने ग्रीन और बड़े वाले मार्बल हैं?
12.
तो ये कितना परसेंटेज हो गया?
12 upon.
ठीक है?
यस सर.
दिस इज ओके छाया?
यस सर.
बट अगर पिछला वाला स्टेटमेंट देखो तो यहां पे मैं क्या किसके कंपैरिजन में पूछ रहा हूं कि तुम्हारे हाथ में जो ग्रीन मार्बल्स हैं उनमें से कितने मार्बल्स बड़े हैं?
यस सर.
डिफरेंस समझ में आ रहा है तुम्हें?
यस सर.
यहाँ पे ये हो रहा है कि तुम्हारे पास जितने मार्बल्स हैं, तुम्हारे पास 100 मार्बल्स हैं. ठीक है? सो टोटल नंबर ऑफ मार्बल्स दैट यू हैव, आउट ऑफ दैट हाउ मेनी मार्बल्स are big and green. This is what this screen is showing you. But whereas in my previous screen, what we did is, out of your total green marbles, how many marbles are green and big? I hope you are able to understand the difference in the two.
यस सर.
Right. Both green and big का ही calculation ले रहा है, लेकिन one I am taking with respect to the total number of marbles you have, and one I am taking with respect to the total number of green marbles you have.
यस.
And that's why it becomes very important for you to identify what comes in the denominator. So it's very, very important for always to go back to your question, to read and understand कि मैं किसके साथ कोई चीज कंपेयर कर रहा हूं. with what am I comparing anything? Okay, so that's what very important here. Okay, all right. So the percentage points I will come back later. So let's see. I have kept few questions for you guys to practice. I want you guys to practice, and in the answer in the chat box, please shoot only the answer option. Uh-oh, sorry. Please enter only the answer option while you solve this. Kunal,
Yes, sir.
are you solving? What are you doing? Are you slept off?
I'm solving, sir.
अच्छा ठीक है ना. Now don't use calculators, guys. All of you got 54.16. Nice. Straightforward one. What percent of 48 is 26? Okay. Now, I'm going to rewrite this question here because it's very important for each one of you to understand something. What percent of 26 is 48? Why I have rewritten this question is, typically when we are solving, जब हम solve करते हैं ना कि when we are solving percentages questions, we always make one assumption. और वो assumption ये होता है कि बड़ा वाला वैल्यू हमेशा डिनोमिनेटर में आएगा और छोटा वाला वैल्यू न्यूमरेटर में आएगा. Okay, this is typically the way we have done our maths. क्योंकि सीबीएसई में, एनसीईआरटी में, आईसीएसई में कोई भी किताब लो ना, कोई भी किताब में आपके पास ऐसा कोई सवाल नहीं आएगा जहां पे छोटा वैल्यू नीचे आता है डिनोमिनेटर में. Okay, every textbook's example and questions are in such a way that the bigger value always comes in the denominator. But please understand, that's not true. Okay, that's not true. The truth is that the value, so the question is percentage of 26 is 48. So what you need to identify is the word of. The value which is associated with this word of means you are doing a comparison with this. Okay, so whenever you have the word of, that value becomes your denominator. Did we understand this? Okay, so when like the question, the original question here is what percent of 48 is 26? Absolutely right. So I will find out of 48 what percent is 26. So it's 26 divided by 48 into 100. But when the question says what percentage of 26 is 48, then the equation is completely going to reverse. It will become 48 divided by 26 into 100. Did we understand this, guys? Okay. Why is it important? Because if I do 48 out of 26 into 100, this is my answer. And if I do 26 out of 48 into 100, this is my answer. Do you realize that this question has given you both kinds of answers?
Yes, sir.
Right? So हो सकता है I may shoot only this question to you in the exam. What percentage of 26 is 48? You would have done this calculation and marked the first answer and come out by saying that yeah, I got the answer क्योंकि answer option में था, but realizing only later that दूसरा answer भी answer option में था. Okay, so it's pretty important that you have to identify what goes into the denominator. So the easiest way of identifying is search for the word of. Okay, so for example, I am son of Mr. Acharya. Easy to find my dad's name because of the search of the word of. Right? I'm father of Anant. Easy to find the name because of the word of. Because of always redirects with what you are comparing or associating or affiliating. Okay? So search for the word of. Done. Next question. Oh, ये तो बड़ा simple वाला है. This is something each one of you should get within the next 20 seconds. What is 33.33% of 972? Right, all of you would have got this, right? 33.33% is what fraction, guys? 1 by 3?
1 by 3.
And you got to take 1 by 3 of 972. 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6, 12, 3 4s are 12. Done. Great. Now you have 972. Great. Okay, is this going to end? Gaurav, are you there? Okay, I don't know. Okay.
It's not going to end, sir.
Sorry?
It's not going to end.
All right, thank you. That's great. Okay, so now let's assume that you still have 972. Without a calculator, all of you, your question is this, okay? Can you tell me what is 78.33% of 972? I don't want you to use calculator. 78.33% of 972. Approximately, tell me approximately, that's enough. Approximate is not that you should get 100 and you tell me 80. This is not approximate, okay? So what is 78.33% of 972? So I'm going to expect the answer from a couple of them. Disha.
$775.3.
Sorry?
775.3676.
775.36. Okay, I don't. I just randomly gave you a value now, just to make you guys understand this. So if this guy, if someone's saying 775, Disha, you are saying 600 and something. Nisha 762. Maybe, Nisha, you seem to be close. Shreya, you seem to be on the dot. 761.07. Okay, forget. Leave it, guys. Stop. Now, the reason why I gave you this was it's very easy. Now I want you to concentrate on the screen. Stop solving. It's very easy to find 33.33% because we all know 33.33% is 1 by 3. But most often, you will never get a question, okay, which will be direct, straightforward in this manner, right? So what did I give you? 78.33%. Great. So first and foremost rule, okay, and this you can apply for your Nift NID kind of exams because it's very, very commonly asked. So first thing is, remember the chart that we discussed? Right? Kahan gaya wo chart here? Remember this? Now, can you tell me where does 33.33 come? Or where do you see 0.33? You see 0.333 in 33.33, correct?
Right.
Great. So what I will do is, out of this 78.33% that people have asked me, I will remove 33.33. And do you know why I'm removing 33.33? Because I know that 33.33 is 1 by 3 of a value. I know this. Right? Great. Now, guys, when I remove this 33.33, what is the value left in my hand?
40%.
45.
Sorry?
45.
45.
45%.
45% is left in my hand. In my chart, I do not have 45%, correct? In my chart, I do not have 45%. But I do have 25% and 20%, correct?
Yes, sir.
And if I add these two values, what do I get?
45.
45%.
So now this is yours. If someone is asking you a 78.33% of 972, can I do this? I don't want you to solve it, but tell me whether I can do this. I will take 33% of 972, add 25% of 972 to it, and then add 20% of 972. Can I do this?
Yes, sir.
Anyone who didn't understand, please tell me. Did we understand this part? That 78 point, yes.
Why can't we do this that we add 1 upon 3, 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 5, then do into 972?
Yeah, Nisha, so you can do that. 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 5. You can add this and do into 972. This also can be done. But I'm saying this is the method to do it rather than doing 78.33 divided by 100 into 972, which many of you did this. Okay. Between this method and this method, even in a wildest dreams, I will always choose this. Okay. Unless and until I love horror and nightmares. Otherwise, I will always use this. Here, there is no fun in spending so much time, 78.33 divided by 100. And what are you going to do here? You're going to divide only by 2, correct? Multiplication table to itna hi hai na hamara. है ना? हम सब जानते हैं ना औकात हमारी मैथ्स में, राइट? तो मल्टीप्लिकेशन टेबल इतना ही है, 2 से ही डिवाइड करना शुरू होगा हमारा, 4 तक नहीं जाएंगे हम, 8 तो बहुत दूर की बात है, राइट? So when I am to do that, why don't I do this? Because here it's pretty simple for me to do. Clear? So this is something that you guys have to keep. So first thing that I asked you to keep in mind is in the previous question, that is look out for the word of, correct? The second thing I want you to do when you're practicing is when you have a percentage which does not belong to the chart that we wrote. Okay, when you have a percentage which does not belong to the chart that we wrote, see how you can distribute according to the chart, like we did here. Did we understand this, guys? See how we can distribute like the one that we have in the chart. Okay? Now please remember, not 100% can be distributed, but you will at least get 9 out of 10 such problems where your percentages gets easily distributed. Okay? Right. Proceeding to the next. Right, guys. So this is the next one. All right, guys. I actually had to finish profit and loss also, but I don't think I'll be able to finish that. And I don't want to hurry it up. Okay, I know it's a crash batch, but unfortunately, I have taught so many students, and in a crash batch, if I go fast, uska naam crash batch kabhi nahi rahega. It will become a crashed batch. Okay, that's the only reason why I'm not going fast. I do not want the batch to be completely crashed in maths. Okay, so let's take it slowly. Percentage I will finish today. Profit and loss I will tell Gaurav sir to have one more session on profit and loss, probably during the weekdays, so that we do not waste the week. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 weekdays I can arrange. If someone is unable to join on one particular weekday and can join in the other weekday, then you can do that. Okay, you'll do that, right? कुछ तो बोलो यार तुम लोग, मतलब
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
वीडियो ऑफ करके शांत खाना खाने चले गए होंगे तुम लोग सभी, है ना? डिनर टेबल में बैठे हो, यहाँ पे लैपटॉप चल रहा है अपने अपने मर्जी में. Right. Okay. So now this is something that I wanted to show each one of you, and look at the beauty of math. Okay. You will be very, very surprised to see this. I know that all of you got 32.5 and I'm proud that you got one, but that is not the reason why I placed this question. Look at the beauty that math brings actually. Okay. They say, no, math doesn't have creativity. I'll show you how math can be creative. Look at the question. It says, a 50 liters of mixture of milk and water has 35% water. What is the quantity of milk in it? Great. So it has 35% water. So we all know that the balance
65% is milk.
is milk. This is all known to us. Great. So I have to do 65% of 50 liters. ठीक है? Now, this is very easy, right? This is very simple. 52s are 100 and 65 by 2 is 32.5. Very, very easy. Right. Now, I'm not trying to show you a simpler method, but I'm trying to show you something which is so unique in math, which you can actually apply, not in every place, obviously, in some places, okay? What were you taking? 65% of 50. This is what you're taking? Good. Can you add the digits of 65? Can you add the digits of
11.
65?
11.
11.
11. Since 11 is a two-digit number, can you further add the digits of 11?
2.
2. Did you understand what I did, all of you? I added the digits of 65. 6 plus 5 is 11. Since 11 is still a two-digit number, I further added 1 plus 1. It is 2. ठीक है?
Yes.
Now, can you add the digits of 50?
5.
5. And it's a single digit
5.
number, so nothing else to add. Can you guys tell me, what is off? What does off mean? Addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. Multiplication.
Multiplication.
Can you tell me what is 2 into 5?
10.
10.
Can you add the two digits of this?
1.
Over? All of you understood this, all these steps?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, please understand, I'm not showing this solution for this question. I'm showing this beauty of maths for generic questions, okay? So the sum of the digits of your final answer that you got here is 1. Great. Now I want you to go back, look into the answer options here, okay? Can you tell me what is 2 plus 7 plus 5?
30.
14.
14. 14.
14. What is 1 plus 4?
5.
5.
Can you tell me what is 1 plus 5?
6.
6.
3 plus 1 plus 5?
9.
9.
3 plus 2 plus
10.
5?
10.
10.
Can you tell me what is 1 plus 0?
1.
That's why this is the answer.
So
ये क्या था?
ये वो मैथ्स था जो तुम्हें कभी किसी ने पढ़ाया नहीं.
Sir, how you know this?
सर ये तोड़ मरोड़ क्या है सर?
Huh?
So my mother does this for calculating feng shui.
So the point is, as I said, this doesn't work everywhere. But you know the place that this really works? An area which most of the students, even people who love maths, hate it. Okay? And that's called as
Can you repeat?
what you want me to repeat?
11 wala part.
So what you said is true.
Basically, what I'm saying is that what the method that you did here, okay, is highly useful in an area which is hated the most. Because compound interest is the place which goes to nth power. Right? 3 years invest किया, cube हो गया. 5 year invest किया, 5 का power हो गया. Even a very good person who loves maths doesn't remember what is 23 power 5. Okay? He'll not remember what 23 power 5 is. Okay? So this method that you saw here becomes highly useful in this concept. Okay, we will come back to it when we have to. But did you understand this concept? Okay?
So तो ये मतलब next
Okay.
question में कैसे use कर सकते हैं इनको ऐसे बाकी questions में?
पता नहीं.
So ये
That's what I'm saying. You cannot use it
समझ में आया।
everywhere. You cannot use it everywhere. You got to practice this using in all the places, and then only you will realize ki where it will work and where it will not work.
अच्छा,
Okay, this is not a hardcore rule कि यार इसको लेके ना इस pocket में डाल दो. This is not that, right? It's about you got to use it and see where does it work and where it doesn't work. Okay, it's like, guys, I'm very bad in drawing and these colors, but it is like, have you guys ever mixed two colors to see what it evolves to the third color?
Yes, sir.
I mean, now my question is, have you done this all by yourself, or have you done this only because someone else has told you?
We did it ourselves.
Right, you would have done it because someone told you for certain colors, but not for all colors, right? Certain other colors you would have done all by yourself. So the same way, the method that I have told you should be used by you in certain questions to see kahan kaam hota hai aur kahan pe nahi hota hai. Right? It doesn't work everywhere, but you got to figure out where does it work and where it doesn't. Okay? Right. Now, a question which is very important, why the base value is important, comes in this question. Okay? This is one question where people do a lot of silly mistakes. Please read the question and try doing it. Okay, Disha and Ria, you said no sir and nahi sir. I didn't understand kiske liye on the chat box.
So I think it was for the table पे खाना खा रहे हो laptop side में
Acha,
पड़ा
acha.
है.
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right, all right. If A is increased by 10%, A square is increased by. So first, do not do 10 into 10 as 100%. Okay? So why base value is important? Let's say A is 10. Clear? Then what is A square? 100. So what I have done is I have assumed a value of A. Remember what did I tell you? If there are values which are not given, that is values which are missing and values which are complicated, then always go with your assumption. Okay? So I assumed A value to be 10. Does it mean that I should always assume to be 10? No. You take a value which is your comfort. You can take 100 also. ठीक है? जो तुम्हें comfortable है, वो लो. Now, I have taken A as 10 and thus A square becomes 100. Now, what has happened? A has increased by 10%. So, what is 10% of 10?
1.
10% of 10. Hey, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है.
10.
क्या गड़बड़ हो गया?
10% of 10 is 1.
10 into 10 by 100.
10 is 100.
Sorry. हाँ. 10%.
10
यहाँ पे
into
एक 0.
10 by 100 is what you are supposed
Correct.
to do.
10
If
into 10 by
that
100.
is the case, then it's 1.
So that's 1, right? Which means the value of A now becomes 11 because I have increased by 1. So what will be the value of A square? 121. 11 square. So what is 100 to 121 increase? 21%. That is the increase.
Sir, or we can do that succession thing, 10 plus 10 plus 10 into 10 upon 100.
You can do that, but I have not taught that. That's why I'm not doing it. Right, Nisha?
So can you repeat?
बहुत सारे लोग confused हो जाएंगे. Yeah, so a lot of people will get confused otherwise.
So 21%
Okay.
increase एक बार करके दिखाओ ना.
ये क्या किया था? मैं समझा नहीं.
मतलब
11 कैसे हुआ?
अच्छा, ये क्या था? 10 था?
Yes, sir.
10%, 10 का 10% कितना होता है?
1.
1 का क्या हुआ है? 1 इंक्रीज हुआ है, राइट? तो 10 से 1 इंक्रीज करोगे तो क्या होगा वैल्यू? 11. अभी किसके बारे में बात हो रहा है? ए स्क्वायर के बारे में बात हो रहा है.
Yes, sir. 11.
So So what is a square in the original? 100. What is a square in the new? 121. What is the percentage increase? 100 say 121. What is the increase? 21 is the increase.
21. Okay.
Right? Because they're asking percentage, so 21% will be the increase. Okay. One last question, I guess, before we. नहीं बहुत है. चलो यहीं पे खत्म करते हैं. अगले क्लास में करेंगे. ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
Till the ones that we have done, do you have anyone has any doubt, any confusions,
sir.
any
No,
queries?
sir.
No, sir.
Are you all good to go?
No, sir.
Great. Right. So next class, I will try to keep it during the weekdays. Gaurav sir will be connecting with you. Now, I want in the next class, I want all the 53 participants to participate, and I want the videos to be on, okay? Because I have heard certain other teachers का class and वहाँ पे तो तुम बड़े student बन के बैठे रहते हो, हैं? मेरे क्लास में तुम्हारे पता नहीं क्या होते रहते हो, उड़ते रहते हो तुम, राइट? मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा मैं फैकल्टी का, लेकिन उनके क्लास के बाजू में बैठा रहता हूँ मैं. आई कीप सीइंग एवरीवन्स वीडियो इज ऑलवेज ऑन. तब तो डांट खा खा के वीडियो ऑन करते हो, आज तो प्यार से बोलो तब भी वीडियो नहीं ऑन करते तुम लोग, हैं? चलो, आई विल सी यू अगेन इन द नेक्स्ट in the coming week then.
Okay, sir.
Till then, keep practicing,
Thank
keep
you,
enjoying.
sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Right, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night. Bye.
Joseph?